name is Emma. I am 13 years old. I live with my beloved parents in the city of flowers, Portland. My parents love me unconditionally. We are a happy family. I love making new friends. In fact, I am habitual to that. It is my second day in my new school, the third school of mine within the last few weeks. It is fun changing schools. I am happy and relieved that finally my new school has no flowering plants on the campus, as the past experiences have troubled me and my parents a lot. It was the new school has no flowering plants on the campus, as the past experiences have troubled me and my parents a lot. It was the new academic year of mine. I had gotten admission in my new school after shifting from Victoria to Portland. On the very first day, during the assembly, I started getting rashes on my skin. It was irritating. My skin became red. I was scared. I cried out, and one of the teachers approached me. The teacher thought I had gotten the sun rashes and called my parents to take me back home. My parents took me home. My skin was still reddish. My dad gave me some usual tablets, and I was okay in a few hours. It was for the first time I had gotten such rashes on my skin, but I forgot this very soon and went happily to school the next day. I was asked to stand in the shed because of yesterday's incident, but within the next few minutes, the same rashes developed on my skin. This time, I was completely frightened. I started crying, and the school teachers approached me and consoled me somehow. My parents were called again, and I was taken back home. My father inquired with the principal about the problem, but of no use. My parents and school teachers were unable to understand the reason behind these. I denied going to that school, and as my mother supported my decision, I changed my school. I was very happy about the new school. It was my first day. The school was fascinating. It had a lot of flowering plants in its garden near the playing ground. The first day for the new student in that school was greeted with the playing period. I was so happy. We were playing seesaw on the ground. I ate the chocolate my friend offered. After some time, my skin began to irritate. Rashes developed on my skin. I was scared. I went to the teacher, and she was scared looking at the blemishes on my skin. She called my dad, and again he took me back home. It was very strange. I didn't have sun allergy nor any skin issues before. My dad inquired about any unknowing thing which may have caused allergies, but failed. Maybe it was due to the chocolate, he said. I came back home. After taking tablets, I was normal but worried. My parents were worried too. The next day I went to school. Everything was fine. I was happy with my wellness. I was okay till lunch hour, and we went to play the game on the ground. I was having fun. The rashes again came back on my skin. It was a cloudy day. I had not eaten any chocolate. Still, I got rashes. The principal called my parents, and I was back home again. Was I allergic to schools? My father asked me to describe everything from the first day of my first school and recent school. He caught the reason behind the rashes. On the next day, he took me to the school in bright sunlight. I was okay. Then he took me into my classes. I was okay. He gave me some chocolate to eat. I was okay. Then he took me to the playing ground, and after a few minutes, I started developing rashes on my skin. He had beat the right hot metal. The flowering garden may have some flowers that were allergic to me. He also invested the first school and got to know that they had some flowers in common, and that was why I was getting rashes. Finally, the issue was solved. I was removed from that school too. After a big investigation, my dad found a school having no such flowering plants. I was happy, excited, and relieved. Mom made me ready for school. She tied a pink silky ribbon embedded within the mop of golden curls covering my head and gave me a flowery skirt to wear. I was excited. Dad dropped me off at school and went to his office. I was looking so pretty that day. Many girls looked at me with amazement. Happiness should have no bounds. Past experiences should not affect your present happiness. The patience and right approach will definitely give you results.
My name's Sheila. I'm 24 and I'm allergic to money, literally. The thing is, I'm simultaneously allergic to both the metal used in the minting of coins and in the paint used for the printing of bills. I've had these allergies since childhood. Of course, a small child wouldn't often be given money to hold, so at first, my parents didn't associate money with the appearance of red marks on my hands. But when they started regularly giving me money for lunch at school, my hands would constantly itch and be covered in spots. After many tests and questions, the doctor was finally able to find the reason. And from that point on, I never used cash or coins. Yeah, I'm that person who has never had a piggy bank, and I've definitely never had to throw a coin in order to make a decision. Before the age of 13, I took lunches from home with me to school, or my parents would give money to my friend who would pay for me. I often felt defective and constrained by such circumstances. My classmates also never missed a chance to remind me of it. They gave me the nickname Coin, and in the cafeteria they would often shower me with coins, due to which I would be fully covered in spots and my skin would unbearably itch. Well, on my 5th grade picture, my face was like a tomato, as right before the picture taking, some boys pushed me into a corner and rubbed a dollar bill on my face. Afterwards, many did not want to be friends with me, believing I am sick and contagious. I felt lonely. Unlike everyone else, I closed myself off at home, staying in my room for long periods of time and listening to music. On my 14th birthday, my parents gave me the best present. They added me as an authorized user on my mum's account, and I got a bank card with a limit established by my parents. It was awesome. I could buy anything and any time I wanted, just like other kids. Of course, I felt very mature, as I had my own credit card. Some kids were jealous of me. Others admired me. Now no one could take away my lunch money, as many kids in our school suffered from this. People stopped making fun of me and even started respecting me, while the nickname was quickly forgotten. I blossomed as though a flower. It was a whole new world that opened to me, and all thanks to the understanding and help of my parents. But 2 years ago, a misfortune occurred. The car both of my parents were in was hit by a pickup truck. They were just going for groceries when a truck driver rammed into their sedan. In one moment, they were gone, and I felt myself without support, as though my heart was ripped out of my body. I was so hurt that I didn't know how to drown out my inner pain. I decided to drown it out with physical pain. I started purposely grabbing money with my hands and ripping apart the blisters which appeared until I bled. I cried at night for 2 weeks, but one day I just told myself, stop. I approached the mirror and saw myself. My body ached and burned with fire. There were bruises under my eyes and my hands were torn. And I suddenly understood that my parents didn't want such fate for me. They did everything they could to stop the allergies from affecting my life. They wanted me to feel as all kids did. I decided to no longer taunt myself, body nor soul. I took anti-allergy pills, treated my wounds, and promised myself to stop crying. Eventually, the effects of my allergies passed. Now everything is alright with me. Yes, I'll never play at a Las Vegas casino game machine, throw a coin into a fountain to get a wish, choose a song in a jukebox. But you know what? I believe that all difficulties we face give us power and push us towards other opportunities. I'm happy that I was born the way I was. I wish each person to retrieve the pros that exist in cons. I am planning to soon take a loan in order to open a small cash-free restaurant. And how will I name it? Jack and Susie. Yes, these are my parents' names. Please share my story so then others understand. You are not defective. You are particular. And even if you don't have support, you can still attain everything you've dreamed about. Not my fault! Check.
Did you know in Florida, an average of 800 pedestrians and bicyclists are fatally injured in traffic crashes every year? What do you think is a more acceptable number?
Accept?